Hi, fifth graders. I'm going to take a few minutes to show you how to design your pages, your chapter pages in Word. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to add text boxes, how to change font styles, how to include shapes on your page, and how to insert pictures. And then we'll end with a review of the rules for good design that we've been talking about all year. So I know some of this might be a review. I'll try to move quickly, and if it's new to you, you can go back over and over to see it. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to assume that you have your content written. In other words, somewhere on a piece of paper or maybe on your word processing, there is all of your paragraphs and everything that you're going to say in your book chapter. It's important to have your content done before you start designing it. And the very first thing you're going to want to do is just start typing it in. And I want to encourage you to type it in text boxes because then you'll be able to use it later. So to do a text box, you go up to Insert, and you grab your text boxes, and you have different choices. Use any one that you want. You could switch it up. So my first text box is going to be my title. So let me just go ahead and show that to you one more time. Insert to text box. I'm just going to choose to use another one. All right, so I've added that in. I'm just going to keep on adding boxes, and I'll continue to do that off screen, and then we'll move forward. All right, so now as you can see, I have a bunch of text boxes all in here with all of my content. But now it's a matter of starting with the design of your page. This is my title, so I'm going to make it bigger, and Word has some options too that you can use. So there's different fonts, sizes. You can bold things, italicize things. You can even play with your colors. So as you work with your text, feel free to play with some of those things. But I want to remind you of the good rules of design. So pick your fonts, colors well, pick your size as well. Also, as you move along, you're going to want to allow your text box probably to move anywhere you want, and that would be this icon right there. So as you work with your text boxes and you see that come up, you're going to want to choose that particular option because that allows you to move your text box wherever you want. Okay? So what I'm going to do is line up my things, my boxes, because that is part of good design that we talked about, alignment. All right, so I'm going to play with this a little bit, thinking about design and thinking about fonts and sizes. All right, so I've moved things around. There's a few things, other things I want to show you really quickly, is sometimes you don't want that box. So if you click on that, you are going to get the format screen, and you can simply take your shape outline and do no outline, and then you won't be able to see it. So that's kind of nice. That's an important thing. So again, that's under the format, and it's shape outline, and you could do no outline. Okay, in the same sense that you can do boxes with color as well by clicking on them. You can add a shape fill if you want. Be careful about this. They use a ton of ink, so let's not use too many background colors. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show you was down at the bottom, you can zoom in and out too, and you're going to want to zoom out to see how your page is lining up. So I want this to be towards the bottom. Okay, so that might help you do your lineup. So I'm going to put a picture here and a picture there. All right, so I'm going to go gather up my pictures, and then I'll be back to show you how to add them in. So now I am going to show you how to insert pictures and move them around. Go up to Insert, and then Pictures, and you're going to find them. I just have mine on my desktop. Okay, and again, you're going to want to move it so that you can put it anywhere. Find where it goes. Size from the corners. Always size from the corners. So let's show you that again. You insert, picture, find where you have it. Hopefully you can remember. That's always the toughest part. Okay. Size from the corners. Change it so that you can move it anywhere. Okay. So go ahead and add in your pictures. Alright, as you can see, I've added some pictures, and I want to remind you of a few details and show you a few more things regarding pictures. So remember, you need to cite your sources, including your pictures. Basically, what that means, let me make this a little bit bigger, is that right underneath your pictures, you should have a citation box. So to do that, you're going to insert another text box. Okay. And then you're going to want to include your citation. I got my pictures from Britannica Image Quest, and it's super easy to cite them. So there it is. If you go underneath your picture and you click on Cite, it's going to show up for you. And then it's just a matter of copying it. So copying it and pasting it in just like that. Okay. And actually, you don't need to have the URL because this is going to be a printed format. It's not going to be a link, so the URL doesn't actually do anything. And you can make these citations really small, and you want to make them small because you don't want to mess up your design elements. And I don't like that box around mine, so I'm going to take that out, just like we did before. And so you're going to want to cite all of your sources, even your pictures, really small underneath. Okay. The other thing you might want to think about doing is just playing with the format of your pictures. And if you double click on your pictures, you get a picture tool format, and that allows you to put borders around your pictures. Okay. There's also, you can do colored borders and other picture effects. Okay. And one of the things you might think about is what you do to one picture, you might want to do to all the other pictures on your pages, because that follows the idea of repetition. It's totally up to you, but just something to think about. So I'm going to finish citing these pictures, and then I will come back and show you one last thing. Alright, so I'm back, and I've added in my citations for my pictures, and the last thing I want to show you is how to insert a shape. I bet you probably already know how to do this, but just in case, there's a whole bunch of shapes, and you can use some of them to highlight information or just better define your spaces. So that's what I'm going to do. I clicked on the line, and I'm just adding a line right here, just so you can see me add a shape. And this is just going to help better define a bit of information, my opening ideas. Okay. And then what you're going to want to do too is make it smaller and really give it a good look. See if you like the way it looks. I'm thinking mine looks a little bit crowded, so I think that I've got some funny alignment going on here. So I think that I may move things around a little bit at this stage in the game, where all of my elements, and fix my design up just a little bit before I call it done and move on to my next page. Alright, I want to close up just by reminding you very quickly of the rules of design. So I hope that this will be a helpful little review for you as you work up your chapter in Word.